What's up YouTube, Jeff back again from SamyGuru.com, and today we got the Galaxy Z Fold 8. I'm here in Brooklyn, New York at Samsung's US satellite event, and we're going to go ahead and unbox this and take a look before I get into more full coverage. Now, I did have a hands-on yesterday, so I've already seen the device and have some opinions about it, and I'll be making an impressions video later today. This is the outer part of the box. This is the lavender color, as you guys will see here in a second. As usual with Samsung, you don't really get much in the box, so an unboxing is more showing you the design, I guess, and kind of initial design impressions and anything else, because there's really nothing in here to see. SIM tool as usual, and then the charging cable, and then of course the regulatory information. There's really nothing else in here to take a look at. So the device, of course, is in here though, and I do have a case that we can look at too. Samsung was nice enough to give us a case. And so here, let's go ahead and peel off the plastic, which is always a nice, fun sound. I apologize for the poor lighting which exists here. This hotel that we're in here in Brooklyn does not have a really great place to shoot any content in the room. So this is how it looks when you get out of the box. Of course, the crease is going to look minimal on any fold right out of the box, so don't read too much into that. The crease is greatly reduced on the Fold 8 and the Fold 8 Ultra due to the Flex Titanium. But keep in mind, the crease is going to look reduced on any foldable out of the box. It did on the Z Fold 7 last year too, so that doesn't mean anything. You really have to use it for a few months, I think, to form an opinion on what Flex Titanium is really doing for you. You guys can see there, this color, this lavender color, in certain lights, it does look white. I'm kind of looking through the viewfinder here, the camera. It looks a little white here in the straight on, but if you tilt it, you guys can definitely see the lavender hints, even in this poor hotel lighting, but it definitely does look close to white in certain lighting, even outdoors if it hits it directly. So let's fold it for the first time. This is how compact this guy looks in your hands. You guys can see how compact it really is. I'll do comparisons to a couple other phones in just a second. And then this is what the back looks like when it's folded. And you can see it's fairly thin as well, even when folded. This thing is super light. When you get it in your hands, the lightness of it is really what will surprise you. And the Flex Titanium definitely makes the folding and unfolding experience feel snappier, more solid. You finally have basically a 180-degree angle when you completely unfold this on the Ultra as well. Previously with the Z Fold 7, it was basically like 178 degrees, so it would be like a slightly angle, and people would get a little worried or frustrated about that. It wasn't really anything to worry about. It was by design, but on the Z Fold 8 and Z Fold 8 Ultra, you don't have to worry about that. Let me go ahead and boot this up. I'm going to have to put my information in it because this is my first time booting it up. Hopefully it has some charge. Usually out of the box they do. And while it boots up, alright guys, I went ahead and set up my Galaxy Z Fold 8 here with some of my information, all my apps and everything. And yeah, the phone is quite petite. I'll give you guys some of my thoughts on it. It's still installing some of my apps, but I will say, if you use your phone one-handed a lot, it is quite wide. So keep in mind, you may find that the cover screen is a little wide to use with one hand if you need to reach all the way to the other side of the keyboard. I know a lot of people have been saying how much they love the form factor, but that is one downside. Just want to make people kind of aware of that. Content is okay on the cover screen. You can still read it, it's viewable. You can see here in terms of the article. Where it becomes really compelling is when you open like this, and then you get a really nice like e-reader, like little tablet style, like almost iPad mini style here when you open it, and have it vertically here for reading article type content, PDFs, and stuff like that. And then of course, obviously, when you have it this way, using it for media, which we can also take a quick look at that. You guys can see it real quick. We go in here, let's go to my channel, go to my initial impressions here.
And their latest smartwatches. In this video, I'm going to take you guys through.
There we go. Now, keep in mind, there really isn't much difference in terms of the content on viewable content on the Z Fold 8 versus Z Fold 8 Ultra, and I'll do a comparison of these two and show this off, whether here on Sammy Guru on my personal channel. A lot of people saying, it's much better for content. Well, you can always rotate the Z Fold 8 Ultra screen just like you can the Z Fold 7, and then the content still looks pretty good. I mean, you've still got some black bars here, but it's not like that's so much different than the Fold 7 or the Fold 8 Ultra. It is obviously native. You just unfold it and you get the best media viewing experience without having to rotate it or something like that. But rotating it really isn't that hard. Now, the crease on this light wallpaper, it's obviously very hard to see, and it is very minimal, honestly. I am impressed with the crease so far, but like I said, keep in mind, the fingerprint sensor is a little tricky behind the camera. Let's see here, there we go. Keep in mind, the crease doesn't really show up aggressively on any Fold until you've owned it for a few months. So just because the crease looks good today doesn't mean this is the end-all be-all. Now, Flex Titanium does feel great. One thing I do want to mention, there is no flex panel on this. So the Galaxy Z Fold 8 Ultra has the flex panel where you can bend it and get like camera controls on the bottom, and you get the viewfinder on the top. That doesn't exist here. So you see it doesn't flex. In fact, if you try to flex it, it'll snap back. So if you do this with the Z Fold 8 Ultra, it just stays there, but with this one, it will snap back on you. So there's no flex panel. I also mentioned this in my hands-on and our written content at Sammy Guru, so keep that in mind as well. Now, I figure some of you guys would be interested in some quick size comparisons, and obviously I'm going to do a more in-depth comparison video between the Z Fold 7 and the Z Fold 8. This is the Z Fold 7 here on the left versus the Z Fold 8. You can see the height difference is substantial, as you would expect. And then the width difference is also pretty substantial here. Obviously, the Z Fold 7 is quite narrow on the cover, whereas this is quite wide on the cover. So if you switch from a Z Fold 7 to Z Fold 8, like I said, you may find the cover screen too wide instead of too narrow. Now, if I open up the screen on the inside, keep in mind though, this is a phone I've been using for a whole year now, so the crease is going to look a lot more noticeable. But if you kind of rotate these two phones together, let me see if I can get a decent, you can see here, the crease is definitely more visible. Obviously the wallpaper makes a difference, but the crease is less visible on the Z Fold 8. Now, what I was talking about earlier is if you rotate the Z Fold 7 like this, watching content, I probably don't have auto rotate on here, but if I turn on auto rotate, the content that you watch like this on the Z Fold 7 is pretty similar to the same amount of content that you get when you watch on the Z Fold 8 here. And in my in-depth comparison, I'll do that. But you definitely get more display on the Z Fold 7 and then hence also the Z Fold 8 as well. It's just whether you want that different aspect ratio that comes with the new Z Fold 8. And of course it is lighter as well, incredibly light. Here's a comparison, really just going to show this one. I guess I'll show it vertically because I guess that kind of matters as well. Here's the S26 Ultra against the vertically opened Z Fold 8. It's about the same height, actually. Obviously much thinner because, well, the folds are incredibly thin when they're unfolded. And then if you actually fold this guy, it's going to be a lot smaller than the S26 Ultra in terms of height. Now, in terms of the width, you can take a look here and see it is actually still substantially wider. Some people may not call this substantially wider, but if you include the hinge, this actually does make it so that it can be a little difficult to reach the other side of the keyboard with your thumb, as I showed you guys earlier. So, and here you can actually see the lavender because my S26 Ultra is white, so you can see this is in fact not a white Z Fold 8 because you can see there the comparison. Now, last one just for fun, and I'm going to have to adjust the camera here a little bit before I do it. Let me move it up a little bit because I'm going to need a little more room for this one. I've got the biggest Samsung foldable here as well. This is the Z Fold, our Galaxy Z Trifold. And so you can see here, I actually got the wallpaper there. You can see the footprint of the Fold 8 inside the Trifold. The Trifold is still much, much larger in terms of overall screen real estate. You've got like a large tablet or a medium tablet at worst versus a relatively small tablet with the Z Fold 8. So obviously these are completely different phones, completely different demographics, because this phone is also super duper thick when it's closed. It's like a brick. Comparing these two phones is insane because this one feels like too light to be real and this one is super heavy still in your pocket, but you're also getting a massive screen. I will show you guys this case really quickly that Samsung gave me. This is the carbon magnet case, which I believe exists for the Fold 8 and the Fold 8 Ultra. Oh wow, I was able to one-shot the plastic on there. Sometimes with those Samsung boxes on the accessories, it's a little tricky. So let's take out what we get in here. Just take a quick look at this case. So yeah, I mean, basically you've got your magnet ring there. I'll test that out with some various Qi 2 accessories. Basically like a carbon fiber. Samsung decided to step on the toes of Pitaka and Thinborn and all those companies that are making these already. And then, what do you got here? Let's see. What is this all about? Does this come with a screen protector maybe? Let's check it out. I have not looked at this case at all yet either, so I have absolutely no idea what comes with it. It looks like it because this is a screen protector bubble deal. And this is like a thing. Yeah, I believe it is. So you've got a screen protector in here as well that comes with it. So, I mean, at least Samsung's probably, it shows you the screen protector, I guess, in the background. I just noticed on the box. I'll show you guys in a second. Samsung's giving you a screen protector as well, considering this case is probably 60 or 70 bucks. I haven't checked the exact price, but I'll have the link below if you guys want to check it out. But this is probably a $60 or $70 case. It's nice they give you a screen protector. Let's see, is this tempered glass? It is not tempered glass, though. These are just regular plastic film screen protectors, and you got a couple of them in here. So I guess this is probably to replace, no, it's for the cover screen, I guess. So yeah, and it actually shows you here. Let's take a quick look at here's how you put it on, I guess. So it's showing you the instructions here. Maybe I can do a video installing this. I guess this thing right here is to hold it so that you don't have any issues because of the hinge while you're applying it. So this is specifically because of the folding mechanism. It's kind of interesting. So you do get a screen protector, and here's the actual case. It shows the screen protector behind it. Carbon magnet case, $109.99. Oh my gosh. That's what it says here on the price. I assume that's correct. That's kind of insane, man. That's insane. They don't have any adhesive along the sides like they normally do with the foldable cases. So maybe the screen protector is supposed to help with that as well, which is interesting. So they got none of that blue adhesive, which I always hated along the sides. I'll take a quick look. Yeah, I mean, this is just like a regular screen protector. So let's put it in here really quick, and then once I do that, I'll boot up the device and I'll come back and show you guys a little bit in terms of content and stuff on it. But that's about how it looks on there. So $199.99, that's insane. Anyway, those are my thoughts here in the unboxing, giving you guys some initial like design impressions and size comparisons. I'll do some individual comparisons to the Z Fold 7, the Z Fold 8 Ultra, if and when I get a review in it. Samsung hasn't given me one yet, or when I get my retail unit, I'll do it. And I'll probably also do a comparison to just like using the S26 Ultra in terms of like a day in the life, talking about the big differences and whether or not it might be worth it for your particular use cases. You guys have any questions about the Z Fold 8, drop them below. Get back to you guys. Lots more content coming at Sammy Guru, my personal channel as well. And check all of our socials. If you haven't ordered yet and you're going to order, check out the mystery box program at Sammy Guru. Get a free case, 65-watt GAN charger, screen protector, and more when you pre-order through us. It costs you nothing additional. Goes direct to Samsung or Best Buy. Buy the same way you normally would and get free goodies for supporting the site. Anyway, appreciate you guys checking it out, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks so much for watching.